or what Moon Studios is. Moon Studios is the company that made Ori and the Blind Forest, right? Let me bring it up here. So they're also the company that makes No Rest for the Wicked, which is that new ARPG that I believe is still in early access. Now apparently mainstream media, and this is an attack article, by the way, so that's why I'm using it. Yeah, he's being attacked again. Yes, he's being attacked again. This guy gets attacked so damn much, and it's because he is one of those developers that will not bend the knee to the mob. So because of that, he gets attacked all the time from the inside and the outside. So anyway, apparently he's getting attacked by the mainstream media again because he made some statements that they don't like, right? So let's read this article to get an idea of what's going on, and I'll tell you what's really happening because I think I have his statement saved, and if I don't, I'll just bring it up. So he says, recently, a story surfaced regarding Moon Studios, the developer behind the Ori series, and more recently, of No Rest for the Wicked, an ARPG. It was revealed that the studio's CEO had taken to Discord to plead for positive reviews for the team's latest game, stressing that negative reviews and review bombing could lead to a studio shutdown. The CEO, Thomas Mahler, then appeared on X following a few articles covering his statements, altering and defending what he said very sketchily. In his rant, he suggested that crazies hating on him for not including 5 trans characters or political bullshit in his games are to blame for negative reviews. So these journalists, when they snuck into his Discord and took the comments, they thought that he was talking about other people. Come to find out, Thomas Mahler was actually basically talking about them, about the mainstream gaming industry being the reason why he's getting negative reviews and review bombs. But they didn't like that. They didn't like that. They think that's him. That's him changing the story, right? So check this out. A recent article from Windows Central revealed Thomas Mahler's Discord's comments in which he said the following: if you're writing here and are enjoying Wicked and are excited for future updates, but haven't left a positive review, it's entirely possible that we won't be around in a couple of months to do anything anymore simply because we got review bombed, which leads to people not buying the game, which means we're not making any money and we'll have to shut down. Mahler caught wind of the article and responded to it on social media, going on a rant against the press, which he has every right to, and those who hate against him and his brand on social media because of his past events and opinions. He slipped a bit, making some inflammatory comments. I'm sure he didn't slip at all. I'm sure he 100% meant everything he's about to say. But he says, I've been hated on Twitter by a few crazies for years now. And I also saw the calls for review bombing because, according to those folks, I'm a Nazi. These days, apparently anyone who doesn't include 5 trans characters in their game and doesn't let their products be influenced by political bullshit is a Nazi. What a world that we live in. When the Russia-Ukraine war broke out, and I replied on Twitter saying that Moon Studios wouldn't be taking a public stance, which, by the way, they hate him for that too. Back when the war first broke out and every virtue signaling loser on Twitter was demanding that you make a statement in support of Ukraine, and if you didn't, forget about it. Forget about it. They fucking lost their mind. They would go after you so fast if you didn't make a statement supporting Ukraine. They would be like, you're a Nazi, you're a Russian spy, you're whatever. It's fucking dumb. Anyway, so he replied on Twitter that Moon Studios wouldn't be making a public stance, which as a company, you shouldn't be making a public stance. You are a video game company, which he acknowledges, right? You are a video game company. Why would you be making a public stance about 2 countries going to war together? It's kind of retarded, right? There's no reason for you to throw your 2 cents into that. Just focus on making video games. That's what you're supposed to be doing, which he knows that. And apparently he says, again, they're a video game company, not a journalistic outlet. And the next day, a threat letter with a picture of Putin was taped to his office door, full of insults from the top to the bottom. That is so weird. Isn't that weird? People have such bad, I think the problem is that politicians have realized that with the power of social media, they can really influence retards to do their bidding. Now, keep in mind, they've always been influencing retards to do their bidding, but now it's even worse. I think now they are definitely focusing on targeting younger and younger people to try to get them indoctrinated as early as possible, right? And they're trying to utilize them for their cause. Every politician is doing this. This is why you have people like, what the fuck is your name? AOC. You have AOC streaming on Twitch, bro. You have AOC streaming video games on Twitch, trying to talk about politics to get people to vote for her, bro. Like that is the level that we're talking about. Social media has definitely allowed this to be a thing, unfortunately. And it's only going to get worse. It's also allowed them to fake things very easily on social media as well. The amount of fake bullshit that goes out there, all of these stupid like fake PR pictures, they've been doing this for ages, but now it's able to spread out so fast because of social media. But in any case, he had a picture of Putin taped to his door. So then he explained his earlier comments suggesting that he was asking players who enjoyed No Rest for the Wicked to leave a positive review and nothing further. He also mentioned that Moon Studios isn't in immediate financial danger and that the studio's 90-person team is still trying to create masterpieces. For the record, No Rest for the Wicked was rated mostly positive from 34,300 reviews. That's a lot of reviews, by the way, at the time of publishing. So it's not as though the game is in a dire spot. This is such a gaslight. This is such a gaslight. This is basically insider gaming saying, well, we failed to get the review bombing to get any kind of steam whatsoever. So at least you're still mostly positive, right? It's not like anything bad actually happened to you, right? You're still mostly positive. We tried our best, but we just didn't have the numbers. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Are you serious right now? That is such massive gaslighting. They're like, well, because nothing bad happened, you can't complain. No, he absolutely can complain. He has every right to complain. It's not his fault that your review bombing attempts failed. It's not his fault. But at the end of the day, he has every right to complain, sure. 100%. Because he knows that the media is out to get him. Look at these articles. Look at these articles. Look at the way that they frame everything. This is not even the full context of the story. This is only Insider Gaming's version of the story, where they're lying by omission. That's their decision to do that. So let me go to Thomas Mahler's Twitter page. Hold on. Let me give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go to Thomas Mahler really quick. See if I can find his page. Because I know, which by the way, I've been playing Ori and the Blind Forest on my Steam Deck. Great. It's so much fun. I've already played that game before, but I wanted to play it again. And I've been installing like platformer games on my Steam Deck because I enjoy playing those on a Steam Deck. So it's a lot of fun. So let's go down. Let's see. Go down, down, down. Here we go. Look at this. Maybe I'm crazy. By the way, he's speaking. I'll show you. So he says, maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't think this should be allowed. I think we have the reputation that we're extremely quick about addressing feedback and concerns, but people playing over 60 hours and then they leave a negative review by just putting a period in. Really? You put 60 hours into the game and can't be arsed to even write one sentence about what bothered you? What exactly benefits from that? The other thing Steam has to fix is that people can buy a product, leave a negative review, then refund the product with the negative review still being counted. That's obviously just ridiculously abusable, which it is. It 100% is. You know what this is? I'll tell you what this is. So this is somebody who was playing No Rest for the Wicked because they love the game, right? But they didn't know about the person's politics when they bought the game, which it doesn't matter the person's politics. All that matters is whether or not it's a good game. But they didn't know the person's politics. And the leftist review, because you know that's what happened. They read an article or they saw the headlines going around about Thomas Mahler. And suddenly the game that was so good that they played 67.3 hours of, suddenly they felt the need to leave a negative review. So they left it with a period and that's it. That's literally it. So that's what happens. You have people that enjoy playing the game. They loved playing the game, but they didn't know the person's politics. And then all of a sudden, they find out about the politics and they leave a terrible review. That's basically what happened here. People say that's dumb. Yeah, it is dumb, but that's what's gonna happen. Now they can't refund the game, so that's a plus. But look, same thing here. Almost 25 hours on record, negative review with a period. It's fucking wild, bro. You should be required to have a minimum of, like, I don't know, 30 words for a review. Look at this, 64 hours. 64 hours on record. Nothing at all. I don't even think I don't really buy early access games like that. I don't like doing that. But I've been talking about potentially buying this game simply because the people that have been attacking this man for a long time now are fucking retarded. And I like ARPGs, and I'm sure I would like No Rest for the Wicked. I just have a thing when it comes to early access video games. But I might have to. I really might have to, because these people are dumb. Sincerely. This person says, agreed. If you give a review, the least you could do is tell why such a review. I agree 100%. And let's scroll down really quick. Let's keep going, because there was something else here I wanted to show you. Right here. So this is the post. Dark Exile says, I would love this game. Yeah, I heard it's like a Souls-like ARPG-like kind of combination between the two. Yeah, exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth. See, Dark Exile says Dark Souls with an ARPG, good combination. I might have to check it out. Seriously. And unlike the people who are trying to say, and I wasn't even going to cover the Crime Boss stuff, but just so you guys are aware, Crime Boss, the game that dumped Kirsche, there are a bunch of people that are in the forums right now saying that they're buying the game because they dumped Kirsche. And if you go to their Steam profiles, which are public, by the way, and you look at whether or not the game's in their account, it's not. It's not, because it's all performative. All of it's performative, always. These people don't actually support anything they say they support on Twitter. They don't support anything. All they want to do is virtue signal online. That is literally it. And they want to get off on ruining someone's life because they're envious of that person in one way, shape, or form. But multiple accounts that said that they were going to buy the game, there's screenshots of those accounts being checked, and they never bought the game. There's many of those cases like that. But anyway, so Thomas Mahler responds to this, right? This post is unavailable, probably because I'm blocked by this person. Or maybe I blocked. Did I block this person? Wow.
Holy shit.
I don't even know who this person is. Who is this? Executive editor at Windows Central. Podcaster at the XB2 podcast. Nice.
Let him cook.
Nice. Well, okay. I guess. Anyway, I was wondering why I couldn't see it. Well, that makes sense. So Thomas Mahler, he's an Xbox journal. Okay. Whatever. Good for him. Thomas Mahler says, LOL, this is what happens when the press just picks up Discord posts and writes an article around them. Overall, pretty much everyone who's tried Wicked after the last few hot fixes is extremely positive. The reason I left the post on Discord up was simply to push back against some of the bullshit reviews. I've been hated on Twitter by a few crazies for years now. And I also saw the calls for review bombing because, according to those folks, I'm a Nazi. These days, apparently anyone who doesn't include 5 trans characters in their game and doesn't let their products be influenced by political bullshit is a Nazi. What a world we live in. Now, here's the part that they left out, okay? Insider Gaming doesn't want to give you the full experience. Insider Gaming doesn't want to give you the full context. So I'm going to give it for you, okay? So he says, so I have no issue telling active players who love Wicked that they should go ahead and leave a positive review on Steam, which there's no problem. If you're selling a service, there's no issue with asking for a review for the service that you provided. Every company does this. After all, It's allowed on Steam to buy a game, leave a negative review that doesn't even talk about the game at all. There are negative, wicked reviews that literally just say period, and then instantly refund it, and the negative review still counts. Funny how they left that out. Isn't that interesting? Don't you guys find it very curious that Insider Gaming left this paragraph out talking about the bad, fake negative reviews? Almost as if they didn't want people to know about the fact that this game is in fact being review bombed. Like legitimately review bombed, not just, oh my God, they hate us because we're black. Review bombing, like no, actual review bombing. Justifiable proof. They left that out of the article because of course they did, right? Of course they did. They do this all the time. Then he says, if that's allowed, then it should also be allowed for a developer to encourage their players to share their real experiences. And no, we're not in a immediate financial danger, but from time to time, I think I'm allowed to speak up about issues within our industry I personally find unbecoming. We are continuing as always. Our goal is for every game Moon Studio creates to be an absolute masterpiece. And with Wicked, we're already on the way. We want our small 90-person company to push companies like Blizzard, GGG, and others to innovate by putting out products that are top quality and truly unique. We believe in competition, and we think players will win because of that. Funny how they leave that out, too. So, interesting how Insider Gaming leaves out all of the positive sentiments that are in Thomas Mahler's statements and only puts in the sentiment that fits their narrative without ever actually talking about the last couple of paragraphs. Funny how that works, right? What this person said, Ori and the Blind Forest studio head says they might shut down due to the impact of negative Steam reviews. This person is fucking retarded, which explains why they probably blocked me. Explains why they probably blocked me. Yo, this is a great reply. Roger, this is a great reply. Oh my God, bro. They bought the fucking game. They bought the game. That is amazing. Fantastic. Fantastic. Look at this Cope reply. Nice. It's a good game with a lot of potential. Cope. Cope. You know what's amazing too, by the way? And this is why they fake it till they make it. You want to know how they fake it till they make it? I will show you how they fake it till they make it, okay? So this guy who has me blocked has supposedly, and I say supposedly with as strong of a supposedly as possible, this guy has 152,216 followers on X. His initial post has, even with all the clickbait and all the rage bait, 765 likes. 765 likes. The replies, because you got to pay to like your replies too, 91 likes. 4 likes. Right? From 150 some odd thousand account, right? Let's go to my account. 13,100 followers, right? Where is it? These are all, look at this. My Kirsha post, which is just a thumbnail, got 224 likes, bro. Hold on, wait for it. This one about a comment about Smash JT, 200 some odd likes. Wait, it gets better. Look at this. The one about Giant Bomb, almost 1,000 likes. Almost 1,000 likes. And I got 13,000 followers, bro. How the fuck do you have 150,000 followers getting less likes than me? It's because they fake it till they make it, right? And I barely use X. Exactly, Tiger King. I literally barely use X anymore. I only use X to promote my videos and the occasional, like, look at this dumb idiot, and that's it. That is literally it. Because I'm too busy playing video games. I'm not even fucking kidding. So it's just one massive bot following that all of these journalists have, because a lot of these journalists have 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 followers, and they're getting 10 likes. 20 likes, 100 likes. The fuck are you doing, bro? Who believes that these people have any sort of real following whatsoever? Does anybody believe that they have a following whatsoever? Because I don't. I don't. XB2 podcast. Let's see. Let's see how this podcast is doing. Let's see, because on YouTube, it's a lot harder to fake it. Let's see. How are we doing? How are we doing on YouTube with this podcast? Are we doing good? Okay. Okay. 100,000 followers. Okay. All right. 100,000 subscribers. Let's see. What are we doing here? Let's look at some videos. Okay. They haven't uploaded a video in 2 months. They haven't uploaded a video in 2 months at 100,000 subscribers. Their last video, their South to Midnight video, got 9,700 views. Okay. Sure. It seems like they mainly just focus on live streaming. That's what they focus on, live streaming now. And they get about anywhere from 10 to 12,000 views on a live stream, which is about what I get. Maybe slightly more. And the thing is, the reason why they're getting that many views is because they stream for 4 to 5 hours. I get those amount of views in 2 hours. I get those amount of views in 2 hours. They're doing it in 4 to 5 hours. So, oh, I just realized it's not showing on screen. Hold on, I'll show it on screen. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. My bad. My bad. Hold on 1 second. Here you go. So 12,000 views, 14, 14, 15, 14, 13. And they stream anywhere from 4 hours, some of them to almost 5 hours, 4 hours. So they stream double the amount of time to get a little bit more views than I do, which is natural if you're streaming for 2 more hours extra. If I were to stream for 4 hours, I'd probably get 12 to 15,000 views on a live stream also. But since I only stream for 2 hours, I get like 7 to 8, give or take, when the stream is over. So, and they also have 100,000 subscribers, by the way. So that's about 15,000 more than me, give or take. Not surprised. So we're just faking it till we make it, basically. But I think their YouTube channel is a little more honest than anything else. Their Twitter account, definitely fake. Fake as fuck. So in any case, let me just go back. So again, I just find it ironic that Insider Gaming, and keep in mind, guys, it's not just Insider Gaming doing this, but all of these mainstream urinalist outlets are lying by omission. They are choosing not to include the full statement. They are especially choosing not to include the parts of the statement that paint Thomas Mahler in a positive light. They want to make sure that people look down on Thomas Mahler as much as possible, because at the end of the day, they themselves just flat out hate the guy for whatever that reason may be. They just flat out hate him. They don't like his opinions. They want him gone, whatever the case may be. So, all right. In any case, that's basically it for that topic, boys. Let's catch up on super chats, and then we're going to get into the waifu battle. The Zembro says, that's pretty good, but I haven't even heard of this dude. It's reminding me of those chill accounts to just follow and watch for news. Probably.